Hello students, we are discussing superconductivity. Today we are going to learn about types of superconductor. Superconductors are classified mainly into two groups. The first one is known as type 1 superconductors. And the second one is known as type 2 superconductors. Let us try to understand what is type 1 superconductors and type 2 superconductors, and let us try to differentiate between them. So let's take the first one, that is type 1 superconductors. Type 1 superconductors exhibit Meissner effect completely. In our previous class, we have learned that a superconducting material is one which if held at a temperature less than critical temperature will show the zero resistivity. And if the external magnetic field is applied to this, the flux through the material will be expelled out, which is known as Meissner effect. So the type 1 superconductors are the materials which will exhibit the Meissner effect completely. That means if I take a superconducting material and try to hold it at the temperature less than critical temperature and try to apply the magnetic field on this, then the magnetic flux will be thrown out of the body. Hence, if you draw a graph which will be having the variation of external magnetic field applied with respect to the magnetic moment. Magnetic moment means the magnetic flux inside the body is zero, as we have discussed in the previous video, and we understand that though we apply the external magnetic field to this, the flux inside the body is zero. Hence, it will acquire a negative magnetic moment. Hence, the material is acting as dimagnetic material. So, when we speak about the type 1 superconductors, when the external magnetic field is increased along the x-axis, the acquired magnetic moment also goes on increasing up till a value known as the critical magnetic field, which is denoted as Hc. So the material is superconducting only below this critical magnetic field. If you exceed the external magnetic field above this Hc, the material is going to behave as the normal material. So under this curve, the material is superconducting. And the material beyond this Hc value is a normal material. That means if we increase this external magnetic field up till a level, only it will be acting as the superconducting. That means below this Hc only the flux exclusion takes place through the material. If this H external value increases, the flux starts entering the body. Flux starts entering the body such that immediately the entire flux enters the body and makes it as a normal material. So in type 1 superconductor, we understand that the material is in its superconducting state at temperature below the critical temperature only up till a critical magnetic field, beyond which it is going to act as a normal material. So this value of Hc is very small. We can say the critical magnetic field what a type 1 superconducting material will hold will be maybe of the order 0.1 Weber per meter square. Since it can hold a very small magnetic field, we can use it as a superconducting material only up till this level. Beyond this, we cannot use it as a superconducting material because it is going to turn to a normal material. Hence, the such type of materials are known as soft superconductors. Usually, the materials like lead, tin, and mercury behave or show this type of property of the superconductivity, and they belong to the type 1 superconductors. Okay, let's see what is this type 2 superconductors. Type 2 superconductors okay, in such material, when you take a superconducting material which is of type 2, it should be held at a temperature less than critical temperature. Now apply the external magnetic field to this. When it is held at the less than critical temperature, it is in its superconducting state. When we apply the magnetic field to this, the flux of the magnetic field will be thrown out of the body, or we say that it is expelled out from the body. So the complete Meissner effect is seen only up till certain level. We call it as Hc1. Now, as this value of H external goes on increasing, the flux penetration starts inside the body. But this flux expulsion will not happen as immediately as in case of type 1. This will be very slowly or gradually entering the body of the material. So material experiences a mixed kind of state in case of type 2 superconductor. This can be easily understood by understanding a variation of external magnetic field applied on the superconducting material and the magnetic moment acquired by it. So as the H external increases, magnetic moment also increases up till a level we say that Hc1. Up till this level, the material will be acting as a perfect superconducting material, or it will be obeying Meissner effect completely. Beyond this, the material has such property, though we increase the magnetic field strength here, immediately material will not turn to the normal material as in case of type 1 superconductor. Slowly the flux penetration starts inside the body, hence the body will be both in the mixed state. It is in the superconducting state also, it is in the normal state also. Hence the flux penetration or the magnetic moment gradually decreases up till one more value of the magnetic field, which is known as Hc2. What we understand from this graph is the material behaves as perfect superconducting material only up till Hc1. So this state under this curve is the superconducting state. Material will act as superconducting only in this. Now, what about this state from Hc1 to Hc2, when the value for external magnetic field is changed between Hc1 to Hc2 in the increasing order? What happens? Material will still act as the superconducting material, and also the flux will be penetrating through the body. Hence, the state is known as mixed state, or it is also known as vortex state. where some amount of the flux enters the body, but though the material will act as the superconducting material. What we understand from this is this material can behave as the superconducting material till a very large value of Hc, that is Hc2. Here this Hc2 can be maximum of the order 30 Weber per meter square. Because of this, these are known as hard superconductors. Okay, what we understand? We understand that superconducting materials can be classified into two groups, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 superconducting material, when the external magnetic field is applied, it will expel all the flux through it up till a certain value of the magnetic field, which is known as Hc, and it is also known as a soft superconductor. Whereas in type 2 superconductor, though the strength of the external magnetic field is increased, material will continue to behave as superconducting material up to a large value of the magnetic field, which is of Hc2. So we understand what are the type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Let us try to differentiate between them. How we can differentiate between the type 1 and type 2 superconductors is, let's take type 1 and this is type 2. Type 1 superconductors obey Meissner effect completely, but type 2 superconductors do not obey Meissner effect completely. These behave as perfect diamagnetic materials. These are not perfect diamagnetic materials. These are characterized by only one critical magnetic field. These are characterized by two critical fields, Hc1 and Hc2. Hc1 is of order of 0.1 Weber per meter square. Hc2 can extend up till 30 Weber per meter square. Because of this, these are known as soft superconductors. And these are known as hard superconductors. This loses superconductivity abruptly, that means very soon. This will lose the superconductivity gradually. The loss of the superconducting state will be gradually in case of type 2 superconductors. These are usually type 1 are lead, tin, mercury. Whereas these are transition metals and alloys of which consists of niobium, silicon and vanadium. Because of this large value of the critical magnetic field, type 2 superconductors are used as strong superconducting magnets, whereas these have lesser value of this critical magnetic field. They have the limited application, whereas type 2 superconductors can act as the strong superconducting magnets. Okay, with this we understand the types of superconductors, type 1 and type 2, and we also understand how to differentiate between them. Thank you.